You got 'em. We got 'em. Daddy issues. Daddy issues.
Hello everybody, I am Carolyn Busa and welcome back to Daddy Issues. I'm here with
Daddy.
And today on Daddy Issues, we're talking about Ford versus Ferrari. So Dad, Ford versus Ferrari got a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a pretty good score. What did you think of the movie?
I would give it a higher percentage.
Ooh. Quick, Ford or Ferrari?
Ford always.
Okay, that was easy. You were always a Ford person, but Ford, he was kind of an asshole.
Henry Ford II was a bit of a pompous, egotistical asshole. Henry Ford II was not going to be allowed to be beaten by Ferrari no matter what it costs. He knew that if he beat Ferrari on Ferrari's home turf, Europe basically, that he would eventually earn a lot of money from sales of Ford cars once Ford was attached to a string of victories at Le Mans, and it did work.
This race is the Le Mans race.
24 hours of Le Mans. It's run every year.
In France. Le Mans race is 24 hours. And how long is the Le Women's race? What was the car that raced in the 1966 Le Mans?
I believe it was the Ford GT40 Mark II. Mark II.
You were around when this happened. Did the headline say Ford versus Ferrari?
It wasn't big news in the United States right away.
What's with all the F's? Ford, Ferrari, Fiat. What's going on?
I have no idea why F is a popular automobile mark.
You rode in a GT40 once?
Yes, back in the dark ages, the good old days. For those that are familiar with the South Jersey area, and the Admiral Wilson Boulevard was the first automobile row. I was 13 or 14. My father went looking for a car, and we went to the local Ford dealership, and my uncle went with him, and they just happened to have one of the Ford GT40 Mark IIIs, which was the road car, on display in the showroom there, and we got a chance to have a quick little spin around the block in it, and it was pretty scary.
Well, how fast were you going?
When we went around the corner, very fast. Very fast. The car was glued to the ground like it was bolted down. There was no roll. You went around the corner, and it was an amazing car. It stuck in my mind.
Did you go, woo?
Don't remember.
Did you go, yeah?
No idea.
Okay. Oh, you brought some props.
Yes. The blue car is a model of the Ford GT40 that raced at Le Mans. This little white and blue one, I'm sure anybody who is familiar with Aurora race cars of the era will notice this is a Ford J car.
Duh.
It was not shown in the movie, but it is a replica of the car that Ken Miles was killed in at Riverside.
And so say you had to drive a car for 24 hours. What car would you drive? Ford Focus?
No, not a Ford Focus. Either a McLaren, I believe it's the F4 model, or a Koenigsegg, which is a very, very limited production and right now the fastest car in the world.
What is it?
It's called a Koenigsegg.
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 Yes.
You can also make coffee out of it.
Anybody who's an automobile enthusiast will know what a Koenigsegg is.
Okay. Would you say Christian Bale made a good Batman?
No, I actually think Michael Keaton was a better Batman.
All right, well, we've come to the point of the show where we're going to play Daddy, Do You Know? And this is the part of the show where I test your knowledge because you're very smart and you always know random facts, and so I'm always trying to stump you.
Go ahead.
Daddy, do you know what the 2020 Ford GT price tag begins at today?
I believe it was quoted at about $500,000.
Ding. Daddy, do you know how many laps the GT40 went at the 1966 Le Mans?
I know the car traveled a total of about 3,100 miles in 24 hours, so I would say it's going to be close to 1,000 laps.
I have 360.
I may be wrong.
Daddy, do you know what were the dates of the 1966 Le Mans?
I believe it was May.
Wrong.
June 14th and 15th.
18th and 19th. Wow. Here's a fun one. Daddy, do you know, according to Wikipedia, who was originally cast as Carroll Shelby and Ken Miles?
No, offhand, I don't.
Well, it was another power couple, Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt.
Okay, yeah, you're right. And I did see that now that you remind me, and I think that would have been absolutely horrible.
Why?
Tom Cruise,
Tom Cruise. What?
I don't like Tom Cruise.
And lastly, I want to hear your best Enzo Ferrari in an Italian accent. Enzo Ferrari.
No, I cannot do Italian. Okay.
Any final words on Ford versus Ferrari?
Excellent movie. Race car addicts will love it if you haven't seen it already. Thank you for having me. We'll talk again about something else.
Yes, we will. Bye.
Tom Cruise had one breakout film, which was Top Gun, which even in itself was an absolutely silly film. What Tom Cruise has done to the franchise Mission Impossible is a disgrace, as far as I'm concerned.
I think Tom Cruise is a chameleon. He's crazy, but he's a chameleon.
Okay.